So here I am. I know the spot where I want to go. It's raining lightly here. It's not too bad, but I know if I go to this chapel here where I've been to before, I know I'm protected from the rain. There's a 2-3 different angles here that I can take by these pillars. It's sort of a good spot for me. So I usually start here and then I will kind of just wait. I play the waiting game, or as some people call it, the fishing game, where you're just kind of waiting in a spot. You have maybe a photo set up, an idea composition, then you just wait. Here obviously I'm being an umbrella freak. I'm gonna wait for some umbrellas. And the tree is one of the sort of good spots here. And here I'm just going to test out some stuff. I know there's some umbrellas coming. I think I saw some people coming here. Yep, there's some right there. And that's just sort of to test stuff out. I know that stuff isn't going to work. Right here was cool. I wanted to line those two umbrellas up. One person really walking away from me and one cutting through the scene. So I thought that had potential. There's the tree I'm waiting for and the traffic going in front of him. Kind of far away, but I've got my 16-80 zoom lens and I can get fairly close. So now I'm just waiting for umbrellas. And there was some right there. I got a couple verticals. I'm going to check the back of the camera too and make sure, but they are crossing by this pillar and these trees. This is another favorite location for me to frame stuff and kind of shoot through things and layer things. So now I'm just waiting. There they are. Try again in this other spot here. The leaves actually went away and it doesn't quite look as good as I thought it would. The tree is almost peak. It's right around peak here in Wisconsin. People cross in front of me. That's happened before. I never really get anything worthwhile. I'm kind of looking for a really, really cool umbrella that can zoom in close on. And I've gotten some umbrella shots. I could wait some more. Yeah, there's another umbrella coming here. 2 people, but only 1 umbrella. I was really hoping for 2 umbrellas, but you don't always get what you want, especially in street photography. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Well, I shouldn't say that. You get what you get, and sometimes you do throw a fit when what could have been a great photo was there, and something out of your control just doesn't make it happen. So, but that tree looks great. I think I got a couple more, 1 or 2 more umbrellas there. So I think I was kind of good there. I was pretty happy with what I got. So I know on this campus there was a couple, at least 2 other spots I wanted to go to, so I started heading over in that direction. So here I really like the tree right next to the bus stop. I thought it was kind of cool. I would have loved to have had some people in there, but that bus stop almost never has people in there. Somebody walking by with an umbrella would have been really cool too, but it just didn't happen. But it was kind of a nice scene. that one tree that was just the right size next to it, so I did take it. Thought it would be okay. And this is a small private university, college, and they do not have a lot of people walking around. In between classes, it's okay, but they don't have a big enrollment here. This is a small campus, but I know there's going to be people. I know when it's raining and it's snowing, students still have to get to class. I know they're going to be out. There may not be a lot of them, but they're going to be out. So now I'm going to head over to this yellow structure on my right. I have this idea, I have this kind of preconceived vision of people walking through all these like openings, and I'd love to get a whole bunch of people walking through and have them lined up really well, but that's hard to do unless you know when the class schedules end and when you know a lot of people are going to be walking around. And even though it's raining pretty well, there's a lot of people that didn't have umbrellas, so it was one of those things where some people would have them, a lot of them didn't, but it was still kind of waiting this out here, and kind of lining things up. And I know I'm going to shoot primarily verticals here while I'm waiting. And some people did walk by eventually. I got a couple, and it was hard to line things up. It was hard to see as I'm taking some shots here. You can see that my screen is just covered, my camera's just covered. Now that's a Fuji X-pro2. It is weather sealed. I mean, there is not going to be any moisture inside that camera. Same thing with the lens. So when it's raining out, this is definitely the camera I want to use. I took a bunch of shots right there, just as someone was walking along. I'm trying to capture them right in the right spot between these sort of lines of the structure. So I did get a couple things, and they were okay. I don't know if didn't really fulfill the total vision that I had, but still not too bad. Now at this point, I am thinking that I'm probably going to wrap up. My camera, my hat, my jacket, things are getting pretty wet at this point, so I do want to get, kind of wrap it up. There was a guy here with a really colorful umbrella, but it just wasn't anything special. It was okay. So the last place I'm going to go is that tree that I was photographing from the chapel area. The tree right underneath that tree with the really nice colors. There are a bunch of leaves on the ground, on the grass, and I want to try to do something where I'm shooting really low, getting all those leaves in the foreground and getting somebody walking by, preferably of course with an umbrella. So I'm gonna head to that spot last. You can see the raindrops on my camera that I'm using to shoot this really getting covered with rain here. It is still raining, pretty actively here. So I'm gonna head back to that spot. You can see the chapel on the right there, where I was earlier. So I kind of made a little loop almost, a little circle area. As I was looking for these umbrellas. So I'm gonna head to that spot. You can see the tree on the left there and all the leaves on the ground. So here I'm gonna kneel down. I'm gonna sort of line this shot up. Forgive the crookedness of this as I'm like leaning in the camera is also sort of turned here, so it looks like it's all messed up, but everything's pretty level in my world actually. So, you know, I'm kind of panning back and forth, kind of making it look like I'm taking some video. I think I've seen a couple people, or at least one person, coming with some umbrellas, and here's a guy right here with a plaid shirt on. Got nice shots of him coming through. I had the camera set at, I believe, 3 frames a second, which isn't super high. The other option is 8 frames a second. I didn't want to shoot that fast. That's wasting a lot of pictures. Usually for 3 frames a second I can get what I need. So I'm checking the picture on the back of the camera, making sure it turned out. It looked like it was going to be pretty good, and now I'm just going to play the waiting game again. And there was another lady, or another person coming by, a lady with an umbrella that looked a little bit better. So in a second or two here, you're going to see this woman come into frame, and she actually stops. She's trying to be nice, and I tell her, no, that's okay, you can go through. And then that's when I took a bunch of pictures going through, and those turned out quite nice. And those are definitely going to be some keepers there. So at that point, I checked the 2 shots that I had with people going through that preconceived idea, the guy with the plaid shirt and then the woman who just walked through, and I was pretty happy with those. So I figured, it's getting cold, I'm wet, let's head back. So that's pretty much what I did that day. Got some good stuff, and you know, it's always fun to think you got a couple keepers and then head back and look at them. So I'm off to my truck to dry out and wipe my camera stuff off. Thanks for checking out this video. Hope it kept you entertained and gave you some ideas if you're a street shooter or whatnot. So I hope to talk to you soon with another video. Check out my links below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.